Yeah, of course, just shift one thing and everything falls off my fucking desk. Fucking Christ. It's fucking cord. Use it for my phone. Like, it was originally, turn that off. Ah, that's the thing. I use that cord for the phone. It used to be a control cord, but um, basically took the same what do you call it? Like they both had the same plug, but so I was just like, fuck it. Uses the phone charging cord, and it's been the bane of my existence ever fucking since. Because if it doesn't slide off my desk immediately, it tries to fucking trip me over. It just gets under my feet constantly. Put it on my desk, put it out of the way, it slides right back off. Try to use my phone to, you know, browsing or just check on my phone, like check time, and the cord just pops right out, like I barely put it in there. So all around that cord's been just been the bane of my existence since I thought it was a good idea to use it for like repurpose it for phone charger. Ah, we'll get to that in a moment. Yeah. Um, this stream started because I got a message from uh, basically. Well, I wasn't originally going to stream um, for lack of a term tonight because one of those things where you're just like you have like a really like for lack of a term thick lunch that sort of just wipes you out for the rest of the day. That's just like I wasn't gonna stream today, and I got a message from someone on YouTube, not a YouTube admin, more just a random person on YouTube who's basically did exactly what I've been complaining about, which is basically, well, to summarize, the, is the is the message that I pretty much get from everyone, whether directly or indirectly, but just shut the fuck up and play the fucking game. It's like no one cares what you have to say, loser. Play the fucking game. It's like fuck it. And we could play some Final Fantasy 2. Like um, start start again. Basically, going through the pre 7 Final Fantasies, like 1 to 6, because I bought the Pix Remaster Collection for the Switch. And I would have started at 1, but when I started 2, um, 1 wasn't installed yet. So it, it ultimately doesn't matter because they're all their own separate stories. But it's sort of like that's why I'm sort of doing it out of sync. How the fuck isn't that? Of course. I forgot. Try again. There we go. Just give me a second. Um, I was gonna say, I don't have, like, on my Switch, I don't have Mario, because, to be honest, A, I've never been good at any Mario, and B, just, for some reason, just Mario's never struck a chord with me. Like, I think it's just because growing up, we couldn't afford, uh, like, the first real Nintendo console we ever actually owned was Nintendo 64. And even then, like, I can't remember the first time we actually got, like, a proper Mario game. I think the only times I ever played Mario was my ex-friend's SNES. Like we, like primarily growing up with mum and dad on the farms. Um, we were mostly Sega. We were mostly Sonic. I played the shit out of like never really finished them, but played the shit out of the original Sonic games. Even the versions of Sonic on the well, we call it Master System. I don't know what anyone else calls it, but yeah. As a primarily, we were a Sega family, mainly because that's what we could afford. Mostly got them from like like to clarify, we didn't have a lot of money growing up. We had to make do. Like any consoles were pretty much from either garage sales or they call it swap meets or whatever or markets. So we had to make do with whatever games they came with, or that we already had, or we rented. So I said primarily growing up, we were Sega. It wasn't a sort of, I said, it wasn't a sort of brand loyalty. It was purely just those were what we could really get. Like I think the only time we actually had a SNES was same as when we had a Mega Drive or Genesis, whichever you want to call it, as something we bought at a garage sale or a market. We even then we didn't have Mario. I can't remember what other games like. I think the SNES had like about 3 games. One of them was Judge Dredd. I can't remember the other two, like the other one or two. I said mostly had Judge Dredd. Like never really had Mario. I said the only time I played Mario was me ex-mate's Super Nintendo, which was the Mario All Stars collection, the one that had the one that's got the version of the All Stars collection that has the Mario Yoshi game in it. Just give me a second. I'll actually. What is it? Where is it? Shit. Let's finish this game. I can actually play it. Just want to show it. Was the other one of this? Like, there's this one, and there's the one that's got the that's got that game attached to it. There's like bundled in with it. I think we played a decent amount of Mario Kart, but otherwise we didn't play much Nintendo growing up. Like until we got an N64, then we got stuff like Pokemon Stadium, Ocarina of Time, Pokemon Snap. And my God, we played the ever-loving shit out of Pokemon Snap. uh, that game was fun. That's why, that's why I call the newer one just a piece of shit. Just a boring piece of shit. This is like I knew it was gonna be like, oh yeah, fucking nostalgia goes, blah 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 blah. The new one's better, because it has lodged up her own ass. But also, yes, the rats were smaller in the Nintendo 64 Pokemon Snap, but they were like succinct and punchy. Like, as in, like, um, they weren't overly drawn out. But they were quick and to the point. Like one level in the newer Pokemon Snap is like twice. I think for me, twice maybe three times the length of the first level in in the Nintendo 64 Pokemon Snap. And about as dense as one lap of that. I know it took dense as in like grass, foliage, and all that sort of stuff. I mean dense as in like the Pokemon that were there. Like I played it for a little bit. I just like honestly just felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. I was like, hold on a second. Just wanna. Just bear with me a moment. Alright, now, remember where I left off at. Like I think I was talking about the levels in Pokemon Snap. Like the N64 Pokemon Snap. Right off the bat, you had couple Pidgeys, and then you had a Dodrio, and then you had a Pikachu, which I'm gonna spoil for those who haven't played it, but you're supposed to lead by feeding it apples to a surfboard to get a surfing Pikachu. And there's a Butterfree, and in the distance, like in the ocean, there's a Lapras. There's also like a Snorlax sleeping, which you can like. You have to chuck food or pest balls to wake up so you can actually take pictures of it as a Snorlax. There's a Meowth you can hit with a pistol ball and knock it off its platform to get a proper picture of it. Um, and there's a Meowth chasing a Pidgey, I think, that comes out of the bushes. And if you throw pistol balls into the bushes, I think a Cypher's supposed to spawn. I think you. I'm trying to remember. Like I know eventually Meowth chases Pidgeys. I think he's supposed to do something. I don't remember what. Um, and Pidgey's supposed to get its mates around to like knock out the Meowth. A bit further on, there's a Eevee chasing after a ball, which is revealed. I think after you check a pistol ball, maybe to be a Chansey. And then a little further on, there's a Kangaskhan. I said, just compare. I said, compare the first route of like compare the first route of each of the Pokemon game, like Pokemon Snap games, and you kind of see what I'm talking about. Where it's just like basically the newer Pokemon Snap is the bad kind of dense, where it's like it's uh uh. That's a good way to explain it. Like the newer Pokemon Snap feels in the same vein as Legends Arceus, in a sense of like it's a compulsion. Like the game compels you. It wants you to like 100% it, as in fill out the reports, do all this extraneous shit. And it's just like I said, just feels the wrong, bad, boring kind of dense. As I dropped both well, that's why I dropped the Pokemon Snap, the newer Pokemon Snap. Arceus I dropped because basically no matter how it's like because it was like an MMO or when I when I was playing Xenoblade before I got a handle on it, like on how the system works combined with the DLC to make difficulty tweakable. Um, where you'll be taking out like enemies related to your quest, and all of a sudden this one fucking asshole who's like 3 times your level comes around and just one shots you. And you're just supposed to eat shit. It's like that happens and you're just like, well, fuck, I guess I'm not going there. But I have to go there because of the quest. That's similar sort of to my experience with Arceus. Where it's just like I start to get a handle on the game, get get decent at it. I thought I challenge Snorlax that was decently over level for, and it still managed to thump the ever living fuck out of me. I was like, fuck this game then. This game's a load of trash. It's like, as I said, obviously I'm making up people who would say that because no one the fuck does. But I hope someone's gonna be like, Oh, you didn't get your chance. I smoked Nintendo's pole. Oh. It's like I gave that game a fair fucking chance. Like I even suffered through um like uh, just it was like the second or third area. And I was like, I'll go back and I'll fill out the Pokedex a bit more. Like get a few more Pokemon for the report. And the Snorlax thing happened. And I'm just like, right, I'm never gonna play this game again. Listen, the less said about fucking Scarlet and Violet, the better. Though, in their defense, they are nowhere near as bad as well, I'm talking about story. That they are nowhere near as bad as Sword and Shield. Like Scarlet and Violet are bad in other ways, but they aren't bad in terms of like the story. Like for me, the story, like this, it's a decent enough story to pull you through. Like enough for me to give you a semblance of a shit about like playing the game and going through it. Which, as I said, is more than I can say for Sword and Shield. Like people complained about. I remember when Sun Moon and Ultra Sun Moon came out, where it was like people complaining you had no agency whatsoever in those stories. Like it might have been the same exciting. The complaint might have been whipped out again for the remix of Sun Moon. It's just like Sword and Shield are worse. There's like at least Sun and Moon had you had some sort of agency. Like it felt like you had some impact on the story. I mean, not much because let's be honest, Sun and Moon is purely Lily's story. Like mainly, I'll probably say it's somewhere between 50 and 70% Lily's story. But at least Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon, you had more of an involvement in the story than um, Sword and Shield. My first playthrough of like real playthrough of Sword and Shield, I had to stop. Like this is going to spoilers, but I dropped the game when you get to the bit where the plot's kicking off, and you go to the town, and Leon is basically like, no, fuck off, go do your fucking gym journey, go fuck off, just don't bother. I'll handle the actual plot. I was just like, oh, what the actual fuck? I was like, well, what the fuck was the point of me being there? Like, could have just had um, some bloke off saying, like, how the older games railroad you, saying, like, if how you're not supposed to go to a certain route just yet. Could have just had someone block you off being like, no, you can't go this way, Leon's handling things. I said, that would have been fine. Like, it would have been shit because it, like, because you have no like it, you have less agency over the story, but it would be better than basically. Obviously, Leon doesn't actually say it, but basically, Leon coming out and telling you to fuck off. Uh, when I was when I used to watch their stuff, I was watching uh Enna's playthrough was uh uh I was sort of Shield, and it was like she was coming up to that point. And it's like I can't watch any more of it. Like this was long before shit happened, but I mean like in terms of her playthrough it, it's just like I did it out because it's just like the plot of that game is those games is fucking awful. And hell, prior gens, there's something there. Even all the way back as far as the first gen, where it's just like take your Pokemon, go on a journey across Kanto, get stronger, challenge the gym leader, challenge the Elite Four, and then eventually challenge, and this is possibly a spoiler, challenge and catch Mewtwo. There you go, big bad boss. It's simple, easy. Gen 2. Um, Pick a Pokemon, defeat gym leaders, defeat Team Rocket, like the reborn Team Rocket. Eventually defeat your rival. I mean, I forgot you got to defeat your rival, who became like the first gen. I forgot you got to defeat the Elite Four. Then you got to defeat your rival, who's become the champion before you, and then you go take on Mewtwo. Um, as a Gen 2, yeah, go take a Pokemon, build a team, take on the gym leaders. If you feel like it, go um, try and figure out the mystery of the unknown. Um, all the while also battling Team Rocket and eventually uncovering that there are two legendary Pokemon that we kept hidden, which are Lugia and Ho. Depending which one you, depending which game you're playing, Gold or Silver or the remakes. Um, catch one, and then eventually later on catch the other, and then eventually, as I said, beat Reborn Team Rocket, beat the gym leaders, and then as I said, I'm going to get spoilers. Um, go through a hidden path from your hometown through to the Kanto Elite Four, and then in the post game you can journey around Kanto from Saffron City, and then challenge the Elite Four again after getting the Kanto badges, and then you would eventually like after you defeat the Elite Four for the second time, you can go challenge Red, and then once you defeat Red, that's it, you're done. Big boss, bloody simple. Also, Gen 3. Sort of thing, except for instead of Team Rocket, it's Team Aqua or Team Magma. Defeat them while you're gauging badges. Eventually defeat the the box legendary. Catch that. Defeat the Elite Four. Defeat Champion Steven. And depending which, whether you're playing the originals or remakes, go to Battle Frontier, and that's it. Bing bosh, move on. Gen 4, like, I think Gen 4 was when we started to get a little bit more complicated, but still relatively easy to follow. Like Gen 4, yeah, you and your fucking ADHD riddled fucking mate, um, Barry, go to the fucking lake to try and catch a Pokemon. Only run into the main villain of the game. Uh, you get a Pokemon because the Professor Rowan, the assistant, actually leaves there. You um, go to Rowan's lab, get certified as trainers. You travel around Sinnoh, I think. Like I can't keep up with the fucking names. I think Sinnoh. I think Hoenn is third gen. Obviously Johto was second gen. Kanto was first gen. But I think Sinnoh. Um, you travel across Sinnoh, like defeating gym leaders, getting badges, all the while um, encountering different mysteries that you work with Cynthia to like uncover clues, hints about the legendaries of Sinnoh. Dialga, Palkia, and then eventually, if you play Platinum, Giratina, all the while fighting the main villain, Cyrus's crew, Team Galactic, eventually culminating in the distortion world where you fight Giratina. Well, if you play if you play Platinum, I can't remember. Like I think Diamond Pearl, Giratina is basically a throwaway um, fight, but ultimately, as I say, you fight like start again, start. Okay. You basically you get a Pokemon, you go around Sinnoh, like to the various gyms, working on a mystery as well as your team, like working on the mystery of the three legendaries of that area, while also fighting Team Galactic, aka as the main villain's team. Um, you actually fight and then like free and then fight the box legendary, or if you're playing Platinum, you fight them and then Giratina shows up. You fight and catch Giratina, and then finish out the fucking my nose. Uh, yes, you finish out the gyms in Sinnoh, do the Elite Four, battle Sympathia, go do the Battle Frontier on the post game, and that's it. What's that, Gen 5? I mean, you can pretty much see where I'm going with this. Which is like, yeah. Oh, I was saying, like the prior gens, they were nice and easy to follow. The like even as complicated as it might have been, like at worst Gen 5. They were still relatively simple to follow. Like you could still follow them. And as you still had agency. You still were involved with the plot. And as I and others like to point out, this black and white sequels, the main villain actually tries to kill you. Like for the first time in any of the Pokemon games, the main villain actually tries to kill the protagonist. It doesn't work because it's a Pokemon game, but the point still stands. That was the first one. I think the only other one that came close was Sun and Moon. Yes, and listen, ultimately, just ultimately, that sort of thing is why, as far as I'm concerned, they just newer gens are just trash. Like newer gens and just the um Switch Pokemon games in general are just trash. Like I try, I've tried, like I've given the Switch Pokemon games a fair shake, and they've just done nothing for me. Like if they were good, I shout it from the proverbial rooftops. I mean, fucking bots. He's fucking Christ. Of course. You know what, Smacktar is fucking spamming bots. Fuck off. Yeah, clippychinw is the user. So, seems like these are exactly why I bitchy clippychinw. I'm calling you out specifically. Like 45 minutes, or roughly, of well, about 40 minutes, say, of just chatter on my end, and no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit. Of course. Why do I even bother? That isn't even a fucking point. Like I said, Clippy W. This is why I'm a knocking arsehole. That's when I do a fucking stream and just no one gives a shit. I'm supposed to take out the ass like a champ. Just smile and wave as you all sodomize me repeatedly. I I will not be chat, bitch. But you'd like to think I should be. Should we all work together, or this is what the fucking turn into?